money on my mind. Grind all day.
What's cracking? Welcome back to another Hood Tribe. This is episode 7. So today's story is crucial. Even to today, you know, you still cope with stuff. You still deal with stuff. You still put yourself back in those times where you was with your close friend or family member and, you know, just something as simple as going to the frozen cup lady and get your frozen cup, your penny candy, just little shit like that, or playing basketball in the alley with the crate cut out at the bottom so you know we can nail it to the tree and play basketball, because that's what we like to do around the way, until, you know, people started firing and stabbing and doing all types of crazy shit. It's more so, I'm gonna give you a collage of different things, as I always say, which made the man that you see in front of you today a sane man and a dude that is on the right path now, you know, got his life together, trying to be an example for my sons and my daughter, even though I don't even get to see my daughter. But that's another story. I ain't even gonna talk your head off that drama. And it's crazy. If you manage to make it past a certain age in the hood and, you know, you make it to where I'm at, I'm not stupid old, but, you know, I'm in my early 30s, and, you know, just to be able to sit back and just ponder on some of this stuff is a blessing in itself. Let's think of it like this. So some of the viewers that might be watching and that could even be thinking right now about committing suicide. Some of my close friends, I can say, but I'm not gonna say their name, of course. I said that 1,000 times. They found one of my friends stabbed, and to come to find out, he actually stabbed himself, and it was over 10 times. He stabbed his own self. Some people is, you know, that frustrated with life that, you know what I mean? And like, if you met him, you would never think. It's always like that, it seems. Like, you would never think that, you know, he was going through that fight that he was going through until they found him in his closet, you know, stabbed more than 10 times. And I'm gonna leave it like that. Or you might have somebody that's watching, like with my last story, their first time, even though that wasn't my first time, but, you know, pushing drugs. Like I said, I can't tell you what to do with your life, or, you know, drugs is bad or drugs is good. I will never sit here and tell you guys that, or you specifically that's watching. I would say that, you know, I mean, it has lots of consequences. And if you're ready to stand 10 toes down, chin up, chest out, and ready to take what's coming to you, by all means, do what you have to do. But you'll never hear from me saying, you know, that's right or wrong. But yeah, I have friends that, you know, still to today, they still, you know, doing the same thing they was doing 10, 15 years ago. And I think of it like this. All right, if you're pushing drugs for that long and you're not a kingpin, or you're not going anywhere with that, if you're just still getting by with it, like, you know, barely, like living check by check, but you living, you know, selling drugs. So you living day by day. So it's like, if you ain't make it nowhere by now, then I think you should give it, you know what I'm saying? I think you should get that shit up. Might as well get yourself a fucking job or start your own business, you know? Try to get on your grind and do whatever you gotta do, but just do it legit. Because if you're doing it in that manner, if you're not getting scenarios like that with selling drugs, if you're not getting nowhere with it, like, fuck that shit. It is so many opportunities out here now, and it's like, you don't just have to do one thing. You can do multiple things, or, you know, maybe a new career path might be better suited for you. You know what I'm saying? Or like I said, I'm a prime example. Like I told you, I used to stick people up, or rob people. So you understand what I'm saying? I used to rob people, and like some people's cases, like I had a friend that he didn't rob with me, but some other people I knew, I let him, because I ain't sort of like, if you guys ever seen State Property, it's not a funny situation, but you remember State Property, where he started robbing with Beanie Siegel, and Beanie Siegel is not a robber; he's an entertainer. He's doing what he's supposed to do. I don't know that man, so let's get that straight. But yeah, he he started robbing with him, but Beanie Siegel was messy. He ain't give a fuck. That's how one of my friends was. But I mean, I'm nobody's father and shit. He want to make some money. He want to do what I was trying to do or do what I was doing. Go ahead and start with him before you come over here. You know what I'm saying? Get some practice, then you can fuck with me. That's how I figured. But so he hit his first lick, did pretty good. Gotta give it to him. He did his thing, and when it was time to grab the hammer, he did his thing. He grabbed it, he wasn't scared. As it appeared, he wasn't scared. So cool, but like I told you before, like when you selling drugs, just to give you an example, like it builds your confidence up. Once you get rid of your first pack, or maybe your 10th pack, or whatever it is, your confidence start building. You get more comfortable. So, but I think it was a little too early to be that comfortable in the first robbery. So on the second lick, when they did this second lick, I'll just say on the east side, up top, he everything was good. They found somebody to do the hit on. They pulled up to him, they hopped out, they said, you know what it is. And, the guy, which is funny because I'll say in that area, it was more like students. So you would imagine, as soon as they see a flash of a gun or see some dudes hopping out with, covered up and shit, like immediately, they're gonna be terrified. You don't even have to do no work. You don't have to shoot. You don't have to do nothing. You don't even have to hit them, with the butt of the gun and none of that shit. You could just pull up to them and, they're gonna be freaked out. And sorry to say like that, two black people, that's how it is in our world. But, immediately, when they hopped out and stuff, I mean, he was afraid, but he stood his grounds, which threw him and my homeboy that was doing the job. So when they got out and, like I said, they approached the man and told him, you know what it is, and all I know is he said, you know what it is. He cocked the gun. I think he had a shotgun or a rifle. Don't quote me on it. The guy said no and said, you're going to have to kill me. So that really, that threw him off because, like I said, that area with students, he was a regular Joe. And, he probably had a laptop in his book bag and maybe a few dollars, unless he was a rich kid. I don't know. I wasn't there. But he said, no, you're going to have to kill me. So my, not the new guy, but the other guy, the more pro, hit him in the back of the head. So the guy put up a fight. And my friend, the guy that was the pro, he had also a pistol on him. While they was tussling, the pistol fell out. He hit him in the face with the gun. The new guy was in shock, I guess, because he wasn't prepared for that. So he thought, this was going to be easy cake because of the area he was in and because of the type of person he perceived him to be. Not knowing his parents could, even if they had money or stuff, they could have taught their kids self-defense. But I think that was a little retarded because I don't think no parent would tell their kid, tell the robber, with the gun out, you're going to have to kill me over some stuff that's in your book bag. But funny story, after I tell you this part, so after he hit him with the butt of the gun, the new guy was standing there and he was in shock. Not scared, but just like, he was caught off guard. So while all this is happening, the pistol dropped. So the dude picked the pistol up and he started firing on him. So you can imagine he hit him with the gun. and the pistol dropped, and he picked the gun up, made sure it was cocked as it was told to me, and started shooting. He didn't give a fuck. But the new guy, he got hit, and sad to say, it was a fatal hit. He got hit in his heart. One shot, clean shot, killed him. Sidebar was to that is the dude had drugs in his book bag. He was a square, but he had drugs in his book bag. The dude, the sidebar is the dude that they was robbing. He actually had some drugs in his book bag. It wasn't. He said it was weed in there, but still, like it's just, you know what I'm saying. So that the sidebar is that, he was a dealer in that area, and the perception of that guy that they was robbing was that he was a square regular Joe and a student, a nobody. I won't say a nobody, but just a regular kid going to school. He was going to a college, and the sad thing is that his second day out, trying to rob. Look what happened. So you never know how the cards are dealt. In other words, never know what's going to happen. Like I said, you built your confidence up. You let your guards down. You thought it was going to be easy peasy. You're going to hop out. You know what it is. Run his pockets. Dip. It's not always like that. I had plenty of times, close calls where I'm not the toughest guy in the world. I'm not going to sit here and act like I never had no close calls. I never was scared. Shit. Every time I'd rob somebody, I was scared. Because like I said, even if the person was scared, when people are scared or when you back somebody in the corner, you never know what the fuck they're going to do. And some of the sweetest people or the weakest people turn out to be some of the toughest. You never know what might happen. Because like I said, homeboy from what we know, was a square. And homeboy, as soon as he picked the gun up, he didn't give a fuck. He let off. No questions asked. First shot hit him. From what I know, first shot hit him, he did. Instantly. So let that be a lesson to you. Don't think every robbery is going to be a piece of cake if that's the path you choose to take. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, thank God I ain't never been shot. Thank you, God, but close calls. And even when I was out there doing bad shit, I always prayed to God. Even though I was doing the wrong thing, I still, I'm not trying to turn you into a Christian. I'm not a Christian myself. I believe in God and shit like that. But other than that, that's what I think saved me is those prayers. But let's get back to the let's get back to the topic at hand. So you have your robberies, you have your drug cases, or you might have somebody that a close friend who died in the pandemic. Good kid, good man. He actually was able to travel through his school. And, he even went over into Europe. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, he was a good kid. He was a good kid, man. He was a good kid. But yeah, he's due to pandemic, due to COVID, man. Good kid, same age as me. You know what I'm saying? Never would have expected him to go. But that's life, man. So like I said, death, touchy topic. But you never know how the cards are dealt. So what do you do? So the next one is, this one was almost like a mafia scene. He was from around the way, around Park Heights. And I wasn't there when it happened. Thank God. Meaning to see my man laid out and how many times they, shot him. Over 50 times. And that was on Wally Avenue. No, that was on Keyworth. If you're from the Heights, you know what I'm talking about. But yeah, he got shot over 50 times. Shit, crazy, man. And a long story short, without, like I said, being too, like I said, long story short, without being saying too much, he was mixed up in a drug gang, and he was mixed up in the drug gang. He owed people money, and he's walking around like everything's sweet. And what they said is an SUV pulled up beside him, and it was just it was fireworks. And they was shooting for a good 10, 15 minutes. And if you ever, been around pistols or submachine guns or whatever, assault rifles, anything, for somebody to shoot for 10 to 15 minutes, that is crazy. Because if you think about it, the police station, I think the closest one is right there on Ricestown Road, which is probably 10, 15 minutes, maybe less than that away. So, and those type of sounds, you're gonna attract all the attention because they had machine guns. I don't know which one. I'm not gonna say sub or assault rifle, but you know, with a couple of men shooting that type of machinery for that long, for that extensive time, they really wanted him. And sad to say, to see a friend of the family go is just it's just put you in a place. Like I said, you just think about those times that you spent with these people, that you dealt with these people, and you might have had love for them, and to see them go is crazy, man. And it's like, what do you do? It's like I was losing one to two people a year when I was, active. Just losing people constantly. And you might even have an enemy. Yeah, I had to switch into the wife's closet so I can finish this up. But we left off with enemies, Even enemies could one point in time been a close friend. So you never know how things may play out in life, of course. And this circles back around to I give you guys one more, of course, without saying no names. But this one was a sort of like I watch him kind of grow up, and they were brothers. One of them is still, of course, here with us today, thank God. But the other one, unfortunately, committed suicide. And, the brother, unfortunately, had to find his brother's body. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to go into detail because, he's still coping with that till today. And, of course, that's his brother. So, I'm not going to go into details, but it's unfortunate. And like, you would have never expected that. He was he had good spirits. He was a healthy, athletic man. He was, a good son, a good friend. And, you know what I'm saying? We lose so many people, and it's just devastating sometimes on a person's spirit that's still alive and that's got to cope with that day to day, especially if it was somebody like how he was to me, and his brother, of course, and his mother, and everybody else that had connections with him. So that's what I'm saying, guys. It's so many unfortunate and sad stories I can go into, but that's not what it's about. I'm not here to entertain you about somebody else's death, but I am here to entertain you guys. But at the same time, guys, just talking about a lot of tragedy and a lot of trauma that circled in my life, which was our hood trial today, number 7. another sad story, another sad road that I had to walk down. I'm still facing these demons today. And, with the help of God, I'm not a big, super religious person, but, I believe in God. And, with prayers to him and shit, it helps me through this bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't talk to no shrink or nothing. Nothing to say is, something wrong with that. It's just certain stuff with me, in my case, goes to the grave, and some stuff, with the lifestyle that I was involved in, you gotta stand on it 10 toes, and you gotta swallow that shit. As sad and fucked up as that sounds. But you know what I'm saying? If you know what you're involved with, that's why you can't be no fucking snitch. So if you chose certain lifestyle, or even if you didn't choose it, you know what you're doing, you're going to be involved in it, don't be no fucking rat. And that goes with a person that is not living in this lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? I'm not to say, a civilian, blow his fucking head off because he snitched. It's just the morals, the integrity, and all those type of things. If you're a good friend, you won't snitch. And that's what this channel is about. Telling these hood trials and keeping it real. And never ratting on your homies. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, like the video, leave a comment.